Students, let me discuss with you a poem written by John Keats. A think of beauty is a joy forever. This is not the complete poem. The complete poem is titled Endymion. Actually, it is a very lengthy poem. This poem gives us a story from Greek mythology, in the where Endymion, a shepherd who falls in love with moon goddess. But what we study here is only the beginning lines of that lengthy poem. Here, this what in this part, that love story is not at all mentioned. So here, the poet speaks of the value of nature. So here, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It refers to nature. So here, the poet says that nature gives us eternal joy. As John Keats belongs to 19th century England, so 19th century literature is also called as romantic age, because there the poets or all the writers, they focused on nature, because this literature is set against the industrialization that happened in that particular age. So here in these lines, the poet tells us that nature gives us eternal joy. So a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So he says that its loveliness increases. So the more we spend time with nature, the more joy we get because of it. It will never pass into nothingness. It will never become zero. It only increases. It never decreases. But still will keep above or quite for us. So it has lot of advantages. If you spend time with your nature, so you will get lot of benefits. The first one is that it gives us a bower quiet, means here a silent shade to your physical self, and a sleep full of sweet dreams. You get a nice sleep, and you'll get a lot of sweet dreams. And next one is that health. So if you spend time with nature, it improves your health. And last one is that it gives you oxygen, quiet breathing, fresh air. So these are the four advantages of spending time with nature. So that's why he says that. So therefore, on every morning, so start your day in the company of nature. Are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? Means spend some time with nature, get connected with nature. So that's what he means. So we have a lot of problems like spite of despondence, we feel lonely most of the time, and inhuman dearth of noble nature. There is a scarcity of noble nature, and we some days are very gloomy days are there. Means all days are not happy. Many a times we feel upset about certain things. Of all unhealthy and over darkened ways, we have a lot of issues, unhealthy ways and over darkened ways, lot of darkness and sorrow, problems. In spite of all these things, we should search for nature and spend some time with nature, because nature gives us that joy, but no others or humans can give us. Yes, in spite of all the problems, some shape of beauty. So here it means any means of beauty. So it means here any part of nature. He gives us examples of what contributes these different aspects or the parts of nature. Then he says that moves away the pall from. So if you spend time with nature, any shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. It means that that gives us happiness and takes us out of darkness or the hell. So he gives us examples. What does it mean, a shape, some shape of beauty? It can be sun, moon, trees, old or young, sprouting of a plant which is a boon for simple sheep. Sheep likes to eat these kind of sprouts or the tender plants. And such as daffodils, it can be daffodils also. Daffodil is a name of a flower, yellow color flower, which is found mostly in western countries next to the lakes, water bodies. And it can be waterfalls, clear rills that um for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. Just imagine you are feeling very hot and all of a sudden you see waterfall, cool waterfall. So how do you feel? So that's what it means here. And the mid forest break or even sprinkling of fair musk rose. There's a small flower called musk rose. So these are the different examples of a shape of beauty. Such too is the grandeur of the dome. So we imagine such beauty to be present in heaven. We have imagined for mighty dead. So this kind of concept of beauty is there in our imaginary heaven, so that we imagine for the mighty dead. So good people go to heaven. So all lovely tales, all the beautiful tales or the stories that we have heard or read, and endless. So he finally says that nature is like endless fountain of immortal drink. So permanently it is falling on your head. Just imagine there is a cool waterfall or immortal drink. Immortal drink means amrita, amrita dare. So pouring on to us from the heaven's brink. From brink here means edge. From the edge of heaven, if what immortal drink falls on us. So that is the feeling that we experience when we spend time with nature. So that's why finally in the last stanza he says that nor do we merely feel these essences for one short hour. So we have 24 hours a day. Just to spend 1 hour of the day in the company of nature, just 1 short hour. If you spend 1 hour with nature, the remaining 23 hours you feel so fresh. Even as the trees that whisper around a temple become soon dear as the temple. Just imagine there is a sacred temple and around the temple there are a lot of trees, and because of the presence of the sacred temple, even the trees around the temple, they become special. So similarly, if you spend 1 hour a day in the company of nature, the remaining 23 hours you feel so fresh. So he gives a lot of comparisons here. So like moon, passion, poesy, glory is infinite, they haunt us. These sweet memories of nature haunt us till they become a cheering light unto our soul. So finally he says that this is how he sums up his experience. If you spend 1 hour in the company of nature, it is like it is like becoming a cheering light unto our soul. It gives light, daridipa, to our souls. ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಥರ ಅಂತ. So bound to us so fast, it becomes one with us. That experience remains, haunts with us, that whether there is shine or gloom overcast. So just imagine you spend 1 hour a day in the company of nature, the remaining hours, whether you are in sunlight or in darkness, whatever it is, shine or gloom overcast, they here means the memories of this beautiful nature will always must be with us or we die. So that's what life signifies. Life means you should spend time with nature, and the remaining whatever the remaining hours you feel so fresh and you get all the energy which you need to survive in this gloomy world. Otherwise we die. Otherwise life becomes so boring and monotonous. So spend time with nature. This is the thing of beauty which gives us joy forever, permanent joy. So that is the power of nature. Nothing can give us that kind of joy like nature, the company of nature. Thank you.